The pigeon outside my bedroom window after I threw a stone at it.
You don't want me to sing my lovely little song anymore?
Me on a first date when the lady tells me she's bipolar.
I love monsters.
And this was me when my recently divorced friend introduced me to his new girlfriend.
But I mean, have you ever seen a bird like that before?
Hey folks, welcome back. So today I'm going to introduce you to my my first 10 fragrances pretty much that I bought when I got into this crazy hobby of being a fragrance collector, a FragCon member, whatever we call ourselves. Before we do that, don't forget that my recommended UK-based fragrance sampling site is Fragrance Samples UK. I have a code for you. The code Mr. Smelly 10 gets you 10% off a stunning array of designer and niche fragrances. My recommended USA-based fragrance sampling site is the Fragrance Decant Boutique. That's decantboutique.com, and that code Mr. Smelly 10 gets you 10% off their equally amazing array of fragrances. Both sites linked in the description of this video. Okay, so let's talk about it. So when I first got into this silly fragrance collecting hobby, it was back in 2015. Long story. For whatever reason, I became a little bit entranced by the online fragrance world, which I discovered then as I was looking for an alternative to what had been my favourite fragrance, Chanel Allure Homme Sport, that I'd worn for years and years. I googled about fragrances and I went on YouTube and looked for fragrance reviews. I'm not going to get into it, but the whole world exploded before my eyes, and I saw that there was this thing where people were into fragrances. I got into it. There's other videos where I've explained how and why. Okay, so I'm just going to rattle off the fragrances, what I think of them now, and of course I have hundreds and hundreds. It was an amazing journey, and it's been great fun. So the first one, I've got to be honest, 2015, and I saw the Jeremy Fragrance videos, or at least one very big important one, I don't know if it's still online actually, about La Nuit de l'Homme being the best fragrance for men, and I was influenced by this, and I thought, I've got to get some of this, so I went and bought this 30ml 2015 formula of La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent, and it's not really a big favourite of mine now, and I quickly discovered there were other things I liked more. It's kind of lavender and cardamom, a bit of a kind of Coca-Cola smell, a little bit sweet and creamy. It's pleasant enough, but it's not a huge favourite for me. But thank you to Jeremy to opening up my nostrils to that one and being a big part of my early journey, I've got to be honest, and I often make fun of him, but you know, he was just really getting really, really big at that time when I got into the hobby. Okay, so I got that one, and what did I do after that? Yes, the next one is the one that I don't have a bottle of, Versace Pour Homme. Stupidly, it made no sense because I just decided I wanted an alternative to my old favourite Chanel Allure Homme Sport, and they all said Versace Pour Homme smells really similar, so I bought a bottle of that. It was a 50ml bottle. It's a very nice citrusy, aquatic, sporty, fresh fragrance. Got through the 50ml bottle before too long. A decent fragrance, but it was a bit strange. I should have been more adventurous. I'm a creature of habit, you see. I go for what I know or things that seem familiar, and that can be foolish. Okay, I can't remember exactly what order all of this happened in, but one of the next things I picked up, it was in my local chemist, and I found James Bronley Original Eau de Toilette, which I don't think they make anymore. It's actually really nice cheapie for about a tenner, and it's a rich, complex and sophisticated fragrance combining refreshing Italian lemon, bergamot and sweet lime with an aromatic heart of warm amber, exotic spices and cedarwood base. Couldn't agree more. It's a very pleasant, sort of fresh fragrance with a hint of dupe pour homme, or even therefore you can draw similarities with one I'm going to mention in a few moments, which is Mont Blanc Individuel. In fact, let's do that one next. So this is not exactly the order that I got my first 10 in, but there is a bit of dust on this bottle. I haven't used it for ages. Mont Blanc Individual. Again, we got to thank Jeremy Fragrance for this. He kept hyping this as one of the best cheapies. It's a fresher cousin to Dupe Pour Homme, and it's a really, really nice fragrance. Amazing prices on that back then. It's a little bit similar also to Original Santal by Creed. Actually, probably more similar to that than Dupe Pour Homme. I don't particularly care for Dupe Pour Homme. This is very nice and very versatile, very pleasant, everyday kind of fragrance. A bit of sweetness and some freshness combined. I like Individuel by Mont Blanc still, but I haven't worn it or reached for it for years. Okay, into the sort of niche thing then. Of course, I was excited when I heard about things like Creed. That was a real big inspiration for me. So I went to the shops one day, a department store, smelled the Creeds. I was like, wow, these are amazing. I'd seen Max 40 videos and other people talking about them. So I got a weird, silly... They don't make these anymore, and for good reason. The 30ml bottle of Creed Aventus to see if I thought it was worth the money, and it would have been better value to get a 50ml. So it's the 2015 formula, pineapple, bergamot, birchwood. We've all heard the note listing. It's really, really, really nice. This one's aged a bit, so the top notes have gone. And it's great. I've now got a more modern version too. It is a really, really good fragrance, and it opened my eyes. The Creed brand was my introduction. I never even knew there was such a thing as niche fragrances. And I was very excited to discover the world of niche perfumery. So next, after Aventus, It was kind of the next big hitter from Creed, 1985's Green Irish Tweed, this old 2015 bottle here. They used to have these green labels. Amazing verdant green grassy fragrance, fantastic composition from Pierre Bourdon. I nowadays would rate this a little bit above Aventus in my affections, perhaps because Aventus has been so widely copied with cheaper things like Club de Nuit, Intense Man, etc., etc. Love Green Irish Tweed, really, really beautiful stuff. The third Creed fragrance that I got was not this one, so I'll show the bottle on the screen. I picked up the wrong bottle. Please forgive me. Picture appearing here. It looks similar to this. Bois de Portugal by Creed, my absolute favourite. Beautiful bergamot, lavender, sandalwood, vetiver, a very kind of old money smell, gentlemanly grown-up stuff. Royal Oud came a little bit later, not too much further down the line. But yeah, I'm sorry, I've picked up the wrong bottle. Maybe you can forgive me. Okay, I also have a more modern bottle of Green Irish Tweed. Moving on then, somewhere in between getting the couple of the Creeds and the last one, it was Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza, now my second bottle, thanks to Lania Smith's amazing YouTube review. Fantastic citrus aromatic, really, really well-rounded, really popular with people, although Claire from the Smurfy Girly channel, when she first ever met me, I was wearing this and she said I smelt like bug spray. But she came around to it eventually and liked it. Around the similar time then, I also bought Dunhill Icon, which was a new release back then, the 2015 release. Amazing, lovely, beautiful bottle design, even better if you get the big 100ml one. And this has a great kind of bergamot opening. It has a wonderful vetiver note, a little bit similar kind of ballpark to Terre d'Hermès, but a fresher cousin to Terre d'Hermès. Really, really beautiful, fresh composition. I was actually wearing it today to remind myself. It's still highly enjoyable. My bottle there has held up pretty well, I have to tell you. Folks, don't forget, you can see an extra exclusive video weekly from me if you become a channel member. Click join down there to join the channel, or if you don't want to join a YouTube channel, you can also find me on Patreon, where the same videos are available. Search Mr. Smelly on Patreon, and the Patreon is linked down there in the description of this video, or just join the channel and become a member. It's up to you. So then we had, last couple, Mugler Cologne. Everyone said it was the best soapy fragrance ever. Again, I've got to thank Jeremy Fragrance a bit, and I've got through 2 full bottles of that one. Just a great non-fragrance, just a soapy smell. Really enjoy it. And then I got from my local Boots for about £15 Cacharel Pomme, because I saw a Lex Ellis video saying this very classic, nice 1980s, early 80s French release was worth a go in the modern formula, and it really, really is. Again, citrusy, this wonderful nutmeg note in there. Still a great cheapie today. People still like this when I wear this, and this is that small bottle that I bought back all those years ago. So let me know what you think about that. But after that, I learned through these that I gravitate a little bit more to fresh citrus fragrances, and I gravitate a little bit more to the old school kind of stuff, and I got into vintage perfumery and the classics and buying vintage bottles of Chorus and things, and things snowballed from there. I was very lucky to start the channel. Let me know what you think about my first 10 fragrances that I bought, and I want to know from you guys in the comments down below, what were your first 10 fragrances that you bought, or the first few that got you into this crazy hobby. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project, and although life sometimes can stink, at least we can always smell good. See you soon. Bye-bye. Don't forget that Norton & Wilson's Gravitas Pomme is currently available for a very special offer price of $90 in the USA or £70 in the UK. That includes postage. Don't miss out on your chance to get this sensational aromatic fougere fragrance from English perfumer John Stephen at nortonandwilson.com.